So U.S. farmers are no different than any farmer anywhere in the world, and this same basic philosophy has been for generations. We start out the year, we're extremely optimistic, and we want the best technology that's available. Of course, that changes all the time, and here in the U.S. in the late 90s obviously was the advent of the biotech crops. So we started in 1998 approximately with the Roundup Ready soybeans. And the benefits at that time were obvious. We had some weed problems, and we were able to control those easy. We saw the benefits. We followed shortly thereafter with BT corn. There was a lot of interesting things that happened then. We had trouble with the European corn borer and some other insects, and that helped. Well, after a couple years, what we noticed as we got into this was that there were other benefits to the environment that we hadn't seen. Of course, we farm in the Chesapeake Bay region, and it's an extremely environmentally sensitive area. And we have the obligation to do our part for the environment when it comes to water quality and conservation and measures of the soil. And so what we noticed after a couple years of doing this was our soil health actually increased. The BT corn obviously targets the certain species of insects, and our beneficial insects were doing well. In other words, we got an increase in earthworms and the beneficial bugs. So as this worked, we start to see our soil microbes actually increase. We saw our yields go up, and we noticed that there were efficiencies in this biotech corn. Well, what we noticed was with no insect damage or less insect damage, that in storage our quality was better, coming out was better. Whenever you have insect damage to a crop, it's a host to start other mycotoxins and whatnot. So we didn't really realize that when we started, but it actually turned out very, to be a benefit. Again, when it comes to some of this technology and the herbicide tolerances, obviously when you have no weeds, you have no weed seed in your crop. So as an end user, you're not buying weed seed, and obviously that's a direct benefit. Another thing that we have seen with the biotech crops is prior to that, we used to harvest our corn at about 26 to 28% moisture and dry it. And at those high moistures, we had to run high heat and a lot of air to get the corn dried down to a storage level, which is 14.5 to 15 in this area. Well, we're prone to hurricane and high winds in this area, but with the biotech crops and the health of the stalk, we are able to let those crops stand in the field and naturally dry. So again, where we used to start at 26 or 28, now we start at 18 to 20. And in some cases, it takes very low heat or even no heat at all, just natural air to dry the crop down to a storable condition. And obviously with less heat and whatnot, there's less stress cracks, and so that all comes back to quality for the end user.